What's going on, guys? I am Simple Simon, and I am reunited once again with my best friend in the whole world,
Yay!
Tom Taylor. How are you, mate?
Together again. Feels good.
It does. See,
Yeah.
people don't believe me about the bestie thing, mate. We've spoken at least 5 times
That's
now.
right, yeah.
So, how's the day been, mate? How's it treating you?
It's been great. Yeah, I've been absolutely swamped. Absolutely, like, smashed.
Yeah.
Had, queues of people. I have very few books left. Seen lots of people that I haven't seen in ages, you know. It's felt like the first big convention since the pandemic started. Yeah.
And I always catch you right at the end when you're at your most exhausted.
That's right, yeah. The most time. I'm getting up in the morning at the moment. I've done it for 2 weeks, which for me is huge. This is. We'll see if I can keep it going. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Last time I spoke to you, I think it was last Comic-Con. And at the time, I think you had just signed that exclusive deal with DC.
Oh, yeah.
So how's life been since then, man?
It's been great, you know, doing Superman, Nightwing. We've just announced Deceased 3,
Yes.
which I'm in the middle of writing now. Got Dark Knights of Steel, which I love. Fantasy and superheroes combined, my two loves. Doing an awesome Ra's al Ghul and Batman like one-shot with Even Rice, which is really exciting. And yeah, you know, it's all good times. I like DC.
Living the dream. Team DC
absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
So, I saw your panel, and you mentioned that your first printed American comic book was a Star Wars book.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
And I recently read, is it Blood Ties?
Oh, yeah.
The Boba Fett one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I guess as a Star Wars fan, are you really enjoying all the content that they're bringing out and stuff like that?
Yes and,
Yes and no? Okay.
Like I mean, having said that, hi Kat, I'm doing a live interview.
Hi, Kat.
Kat and Jay and I, who just walked past, they're both big-time New York Times best-selling fantasy authors, and we write together every week. They're my writing buddies. What did you just ask me before I did that?
About the Star Wars content that's coming out?
Content, yeah. So I haven't watched Obi-Wan yet.
Okay.
I haven't finished Mandalorian yet.
Oh,
what I'm doing
okay.
is I'm having a hard time keeping up with the amount of content that's coming up. Like, I haven't started Obi-Wan. I did not watch Boba Fett.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest and say it didn't actually grab me, but it might. I just have to, give it a bit more.
I figured just because I read a Boba Fett story from you, which was great, I thought maybe it would have been one you checked out.
Yeah, well, no, it's one of those things. Like, it's weird when you've written a character and you feel like you know them very well to then watch other people's depictions, even if it's actually Lucasfilm's depiction. I'll see. Like, I'm sure I will catch up with it all, but it feels like there's just a lot at the moment. And I watch a lot with my kids, and I've 3 episodes into Stranger Things, and just watch Ms. Marvel, and I don't have as much time to watch TV as most people because I am spending all my time writing.
You're Tom Taylor, man.
Yeah, I'm just creating content, so I only have this much time to watch.
Well, speaking of behind, right, I have not been reading many comics in the last few months. So I'm a few issues behind on Nightwing. Right. I'm very behind on Seven Secrets. I have them all.
Oh, good.
I have them all.
That's good.
Because you're my bestie. I wouldn't do that to you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Something I did read recently was the free comic book day called Neverlanders.
Neverlanders.
Tell us about that.
Exciting. So Neverlanders is Neverlanders is about a group of homeless kids who are taken from our world by the last lost boy to Neverland to fight in the Neverland War. It's coming out through Penguin Random House in August, a 172-page graphic novel drawn by John Sommeriva, which is awesome.
Oh, so it's actually just one big
Yeah, it's
book?
just one big...
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we had that free comic book day to show everybody, and then, the book comes out in August. It's really exciting.
It's weird because it didn't click in my head. Because at first I was like, what is this about? I looked at the front cover and I was like, is this about pirates? It gave me that manga One Piece?
Yeah.
It gave me those kind of vibes from the cover.
Yeah.
And then I read it, and towards the end I was like, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, right? All right. Something I want to ask, though, from reading it, there's a panel in there when they first bring Paco into the trailer.
Yes.
And in the trailer, there's a lot of pop culture references.
No, there isn't.
Batman posters.
I don't know if we're allowed to put those in.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo. Zelda posters.
Yeah.
Is that something that you talk to? That's all good. That was deliberate.
Sorry, he doesn't have a face. It's okay.
Is that something that you talk to with the artists about having those little Easter eggs in there?
No.
That's all.
Yeah. John Sommeriva just does his own thing. If you look at any page, there's always so much going on, so many details, so many little Easter eggs and exciting things. Like he draws tiny little animals hopping around and stuff, and you can stare at a John Sommeriva splash page forever and not see everything.
nice. Where did your inspiration for your original stuff like that, like Seven Secrets, Neverlanders?
It's always different. Like Neverlanders, I was in Fiji with Megan, with my wife, for our anniversary, and I wasn't supposed to be riding. And we're in Fiji. Like I'd been scuba diving, I've been snorkeling, I've been on a beach in essentially Neverland. Our kids weren't with us. Like it felt like an amazing escape. And one night I just started thinking of this, and luckily there were hotel notepads. And at about 4 a.m. that night, I'd filled 2 hotel notepads.
That's awesome.
And I basically that morning went, John Somariva. Like, John is the perfect person to make this story. Like, I'd come up with so much of it, and then I started messaging him, and he was on board by that day. He was like, yes, we are doing this. Like, he was in love with it, and we were bouncing ideas off of each other, and it was the place and the time, and I've always liked the Peter Pan story. Like, I read it, and I saw the play as a kid, saw people flying above me when I was like 4 years old or something, and remember it really well. So, I love that.
Is there anything else we can expect from you in the future? What's coming out?
What else
you mentioned
is coming
Deceased 3.
Deceased 3, the Ra's al Ghul story, Neverlanders, Dark Ages. My last Marvel book is coming out in August, the collected edition. Seven Secrets is about to finish, which is sad, but it was always the ending.
Well, I'm glad I can catch up to it eventually.
That's right, yeah. And the Deep Season 4 starts June 24th on ABC.
Cool. Can I put in a request with your mates at DC?
Sure.
I want to see them bring back the Red Hood title with Tom Taylor's name attached to it, mate. I really enjoyed the Nightwing Annual.
It was a lot of fun.
And Red Hood's my favourite character, so I'd like to see that one day.
I understand. Yes. We'll see what we can do.
Throw in the good word. Say some guy who sold me an iPad once wants to see this.
That's right. Yeah. Sold me my iPad. I was using that iPad for all of my interviews yesterday.
That's
for my thing. I probably need an upgrade. It's probably time.
You know who to come see, mate.
I have to talk to you. Yeah.
Before I let you go, mate, I have one more thing planned for you. Okay. Last time I asked you the age-old question,
yes.
Who wins out of Superman and Batman?
Yeah.
You gave a very sensible answer.
I did.
A lot of people got upset, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay because those people are wrong.
All right, so I've got 10 hypothetical matchups for you, but we'll do it lightning round style, all right? Because I don't want to keep it too long. So let me just get my list out.
Sure. I'm ready. Hyped.
All right, so lightning round style. You don't have to give any explanation. We just want to know who wins, all right? Ready? All right. Damian Wayne versus Red Hood.
Oh my God, Damian Wayne, but I'd like to explain it.
Okay.
But I'd like to explain it.
You do that.
I believe Red Hood would hold back, and Damian Wayne wouldn't. Damian Wayne is more competitive. Red Hood is like, you would think is more, occasionally more vicious than Damian. Damian is more competitive. Red Hood would hold back, Damian would win, partially because Red Hood would let him.
I'll accept it.
Yeah.
Nightwing versus Green Arrow.
I don't want to choose because I love them both too much, and they're both too good people. They would just they'd be like, oh man, you annoyed me. I'm like, oh, you annoyed me. Should we go have a beer? Yeah. You're the worst. I'll pay for this round. Yeah.
All right. Raven versus Starfire.
Ooh, Raven versus Starfire. Raven. Magic always wins, sadly. Yeah.
Kite Man versus Condiment Man.
What a great matchup. I don't care who wins, I will watch it.
Harley Quinn versus Punchline.
Harley Quinn.
All day.
Yeah.
Deathstroke versus Deadshot.
It's Deathstroke.
Poison Ivy versus Mr. Mxyzptlk.
Mxyzptlk. Okay. The word you're after is Mxyzptlk.
I just want to hear you say that.
Mxyzptlk all day. Yep.
Darkseid versus Black Adam.
Darkseid.
Doomsday versus Crypto.
Oh, that's a sad team up. No, I don't want to know about that. I think Crypto would somehow win by being a very good boy. Yeah.
And the last one, mate, is Superman versus Wonder Woman.
Again, they wouldn't fight. They'd have a slight altercation, then they would see the error of their ways and fight for peace together.
Would they make out?
No.
They did that once.
No, they didn't. That doesn't exist, that book. Superman and Lois forever.
Mate, I always appreciate your time. Thank you so much for doing that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Cheers, you too.
Thanks, man.
And then Tom Taylor's best friend, Simple Simon, reached out to me. Absolute best friend of Tom Taylor.
Very excited to read this. One reason being that Tom Taylor is the writer of this book, and if you guys don't know, Tom Taylor is Simple Simon's best friend, and he actually did a